This is a KSLA News 12 special report. First Alert Weather Day, Icy Impact. Sponsored by Barksdale Federal Credit Union, Mattress Plus, and your local Rebath.
And good morning, everyone, or afternoon, excuse me. This is the afternoon here. I'm First Alert Meteorologist CJ Cartledge, moving that right off of the screen, just to give you a quick hourly update here on what's going on here around the ArkLaTex and talking to you about the dangerously low temperatures that we could see moving into the evening hours tonight and into early tomorrow morning as well. We're streaming live on Facebook as well as on YouTube and on the KSLA News 12 app. Once again, thank you guys so much for tuning in. I want to ask you a quick question. Let me know if you guys hear me out there in the Facebook comments or in the YouTube comments here, just in case. But I know I may be a bit loud, so I'm going to move this a little bit down here from what the levels are saying that the seem a little bit loud. But I hope you guys have had a good start to your day. I want to say thank you to Chief Meteorologist Matt Jones and Meteorologist Jake Lambright, for keeping you weather aware throughout the rest of today. Okay, it's cool. So we have people that say we can hear here out on the stream. So that is definitely good. I want to give my thanks to Chief Meteorologist Matt Jones and Meteorologist Jake Lambright for doing a great job for this morning here and for yesterday as well. I want to give a thanks to myself also because I did help out quite a bit here, but yes, they did a tremendous job keeping you guys weather aware, and we look to continue to do that job as we move through the next couple of days ahead of us, because the effects of this storm is not over just yet, just as what they may have been telling you all morning long here. Here's a live look outside through our KSLA tower camera sponsored by Mattress Plus, as you can see, or what you may have already been seeing here. Just a mostly cloudy view, and as you can see, it looks like snow is on the ground, but it's mostly sleet, mostly ice pellets out there that is covering the surface of the Shreveport-Bossier area, as well as many areas around the ArkLaTex. And we're going to be diving into a little bit of the forecast here right now. As you may already know, the snow showers, the freezing rain showers, and all the sleet has left the ArkLaTex, and it has moved off to the north and east outside of the region earlier this morning here. So we're out of the woods in terms of any more winter precip, maybe just a bit of some snow showers for the far northern portion of the ArkLaTex, but we're not expecting much ice like how we saw last night. We're not expecting another batch of this winter precip to roll through. We're pretty much out of the woods in terms of this storm, in terms of winter precipitation, but the temperatures that we can expect moving through the overnight hours for tonight will be the big story, and actually through the next couple of days here. And it has also prompted a warning to be issued, which I will talk about in just a second here. Just showing future track, and as you can see, we are going to be dealing with much cooler air flowing in from the north, maybe a couple of isolated snow showers moving in from the west here as we move through the rest of the daytime hours today and into the evening as well. But we're expecting pretty much that colder air mass to set in. That's going to be the big story heading into early tomorrow morning. Mostly clear skies are expected, maybe a couple clouds overhead, but we are expecting very, very cold conditions out there. Let's talk about temperatures as of right now, actually, around the ArkLaTex. We're currently sitting at 23 degrees in Shreveport, around 25 by Magnolia, 29 for Natchitoches here, 22 for Carthage, 23 by Nacogdoches, around 19 degrees by Mount Pleasant. You can also ask any comments or ask any questions, or put your comments down in the Facebook stream or in the YouTube stream, just in case if you have any here. I'll be as swift as possible to try and answer them here on this stream for today. But yes, we are very cold as of right now, around 29 degrees by Natchitoches currently, and we're dealing with temperatures in the 20s for most of us, in the teens for some of us here around the ArkLaTex. In terms of feels like temperatures, what does it feel like out there? It feels very cold out there. Some of us are dealing with the single digits in terms of feels like temperatures there, around 10 degrees right on the dot for Mount Pleasant and Marshall, 11 for Shreveport-Bossier, around 20 degrees by Natchitoches here, which is dealing with the actual temperature of 29 degrees. We're still under this ice storm warning if it hasn't been released already. Oh, it has been expired actually. So we're no longer under ice storm we're no longer under an ice storm warning, and we're also no longer under a winter storm warning that had expired earlier today at around 12 p.m. The ice storm warning has been put in the past, put behind us here already, right ahead of when it was expected to be expired. But a new warning is expected to be issued, but it is not popping up here. It's supposed to be an extreme cold warning here. It may be a little bit of a bug here, but we'll have to look at the graphics there on just outside of this stream. We'll have it fixed by the next hourly update at 4 p.m. But temperatures by early tomorrow morning are expected to be very cold out there around the ArkLaTex. Very low temperatures, and more than likely going to be the lowest temperatures we've seen so far this season. In the single digits, more than likely for areas north of I-30 and around the I-30 corridor. We could see very low temperatures as well, very close to 10 degrees or possibly even lower than that. Around 5 degrees looks to be the lowest near DeQueen. Around 8 degrees for not Mount Pleasant, but 11 degrees for Mount Pleasant. 8 for Idabel is what I was looking at. 15 for Minden, Homer, as well as Shreveport-Bossier. Around 18 degrees for Natchitoches, as well as Winfield, which is what my camera is kind of blocking there on the screen. And looking at feels like temperatures out there, even though temperatures won't be in the single digits for everywhere around the ArkLaTex, it will feel like the single digits for many areas, and for maybe one or two areas getting into the negatives out there. This is why we were under a extreme cold warning yesterday, but we'll have to get the latest details on that pretty soon here as we go through the next couple of days here, or at least through the next couple of hours. I'll have the latest updates for you on that pretty soon. Actually, I'm going to check the National Weather Service chat to see if there's any new updates on that extreme cold warning here. Not sure why it's not showing up on the map there, but we are expecting very, very cold conditions heading into the overnight hours for tonight. They said they're around 11:15, continuing the extreme cold warning, lasts from 6 to noon. That was at 11:15 this morning. I haven't seen any new updates on that, though. So, yes, it may be just a bug. They may have, maybe just a bug here. We're going to have that all fixed by the next hourly update. But here's our temperatures by early on Tuesday morning. Pretty much dropping into a very similar range here, into the single digits for some and into the mid and upper teens for others here. We could see some lower teens up by Texarkana, 12 for Hope potentially, around 13 for Mount Pleasant, 16 by Shreveport-Bossier. Moving myself off of the screen here just so that you can see everything. Around 14 for Natchitoches, Winfield at around 15 degrees for a low for early Tuesday morning, around 13 for Nacogdoches as well as Center here. So definitely very, very cold temperatures are on the way for us as we move through the next couple of days ahead of us here. And as we move into the new work week, though, we should finally see above average or above freezing temperatures for the entire ArkLaTex here. I want to make that very clear by the time we hit Tuesday afternoon here. We could see one or two areas reach above that freezing mark finally for the first time since Friday afternoon on Monday afternoon. But that's only going to be a couple areas, as mentioned before. By the time we reach our Tuesday afternoon, that's when everywhere around the ArkLaTex looks to finally see above freezing temperatures once again here around the ArkLaTex. It will feel like a long time coming, actually, because we dealt with the whole weekend with below freezing temperatures out there, and I know most of you are tired of it because we're not used to this cold out here in the southern United States. But you know, that is just what happens sometimes with the weather. But yeah, forecast highs, we're expecting temperatures to rise well into the 40s and 50s throughout much of the work week that is coming up. Somebody says, somebody with hot breath, go outside. That is a funny comment. That is a really funny comment. We need all the hot breath around Shreveport. Go outside and blow. At least, somebody's making jokes out of it. That's definitely pretty funny. That's definitely very funny here. But here's your full 7-day forecast before we end off of this stream right here. We're also going to be streaming once again at on KSLA News 12 at 5:30. on the here on the KSLA News 12 app, as well as on Facebook and YouTube. I know that the AFC Championship game is going on right now. We won't break in unless it's something absolutely breaking news. We'll probably only be breaking in for just a second, if that is even happening here. But more than likely, we won't be breaking into the AFC Championship game, so you guys can go ahead and enjoy that. Or if you would like to stay weather aware, we will be streaming here at 4 in the same locations that we were in before: YouTube, Facebook, as well as the KSLA News 12 app here. We're streaming at 4 p.m., top of the hour, as well as on KSLA News 12 at 5:30, which is our regularly scheduled timing for the show. But another KSLA First Alert Weather Day is in effect for our Monday. This is not because of the winter storm, but this is because of the well below freezing temperatures that are expected heading into the morning hours for Monday, as well as heading into the morning hours for Tuesday. Monday night into Tuesday there, where temperatures will be dropping into the teens and single digits across the region. Highs will finally reach back above that freezing mark across the area heading into our Tuesday. Wednesday, we should see slightly warmer conditions out there with little to no rain on the way, as you can see throughout this upcoming work week. But heading into Friday, we could see slight rain chances out there. Moving myself off the screen just so you can see the full picture here. Around Saturday and Sundays, we could, or the next weekend, we could see much calmer conditions here, but it will still be a bit chilly out there. Much warmer as compared to this weekend for sure. We didn't even get out of the freezing mark for many areas around the ArkLaTex, but we should see temperatures rising to the 50s out there. Lows stay in the 20s, still pretty cold and winter-like weather that is expected here around the ArkLaTex. So thank you guys so much for tuning into this stream right now. We'll also be streaming at 4 p.m. at top of the hour for around 10 minutes or so. And then we're going to be streaming also on KSLA News 12 at 5:30 p.m. on the same platforms: Facebook, YouTube, as well as KSLA News, then the KSLA News 12 app here. So thank you guys once again for tuning in. I'm going to give you guys back to this loop here, which shows traffic conditions, which is still dealing with an I-49 closure there on both sides, as you can see, and slower traffic around the ArkLaTex as well. And as you can see, moving up to the northern portion of the region, there's some slower traffic around the Texarkana area to keep you weather aware. This will be looping throughout the rest of today, more than likely. And thank you guys once again for tuning in. I'm going to leave you guys with this, and I will see you guys once again at 4 p.m.